Over the last 5 years, 6 journalists and RTI activists have been killed, 12 attacked and 16 arrested for their work in the 5 poll-bound states of Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Telangana and Mizoram. This report was given by Free Speech Collective, an organization working to protect the right to freedom of expression in the country. The report says that journalists faced censorship either because of government policies or legal actions. They were charged with various cases like sedition and defamation, creating conflicts and hostility. Many times they had to deal with multiple police complaints filed in different stations. In Chhattisgarh, 11 journalists got arrested in the last 5 years. Some got arrested more than once. 7 journalists had cases filed against them. Around 12 journalists faced intimidation and got threats about cases being filed against them. Journalists on the ground were still at risk of false cases despite government assurances and the media protection law being passed. In the Sarguja division, which includes 6 districts, 22 journalists faced consequences for their reporting, with most of them being arrested or charged. For example, Sunil Namdev, who operates the YouTube channel News Today, ended up in jail for reporting on COVID violations by the ruling party, corruption in construction works and the arrest of senior IAS officers involved in the coal mafia scam. Jitendra Jaiswal, a journalist from Ambikapur who runs the digital news platform Bharat Saman, is facing 12 cases, with 1 during the 15-year-old BJP rule and the rest in the last 5 years of Congress rule. Jaiswal has received a notice of Jilla Badal, which means externment, categorizing him under the gangster list. According to information from Free Speech Collective, there were 24 instances of free speech violations in Madhya Pradesh. This includes the unfortunate deaths of 2 journalists, arrests of journalists and a stand-up comedian named Munawar Farooqi. Additionally, there were 12 cases of legal action against the media. Madhya Pradesh also witnessed academic censorship where books, classroom teaching and teachers from a minority community like Dr. Farhad Khan in Indore were closely monitored and targeted. In Mizoram, over the last 5 years, 2 journalists faced censorship, 1 journalist was attacked and another was threatened. The report highlights self-censorship becoming a norm and political divisions within the media affecting press freedom in Mizoram. In Telangana, 2 journalists and activists were killed and at least 4 journalists were arrested while 3 were attacked. In a concerning event in Jan 2022, about 40 journalists were held for 12 hours, which seemed like an attempt to scare the media due to their critical coverage of the government and Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. The report mentions that in Telangana, which is one of the 5 states under review for elections, bulldozer policing was employed on May 22, 2020. This action destroyed the home of V6 News Channel journalist Shanigarapu Parameshwar. He had reported on the birthday party of MLA Mahareddy Bhupal Reddy, which had 500 supporters and violated the lockdown in Narayan Khet. In the poll-bound states, there were frequent internet shutdowns too. Rajasthan, ruled by the Congress, leads the chart with 60 instances over the last 5 years. Madhya Pradesh had shut down the internet 3 times and Telangana twice. In Telangana, 40 journalists were detained and 4 arrested in the past 5 years. During COVID-19, printing was suspended in 95% of the districts, but journalists faced the brunt of covering the pandemic. Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.